Hello everybody, welcome back. We are here with the Wyvern. We're going to be doing our Wasteseeker combat test, 3.5 through 3.7, 3.7 being the ultimate test. It opened up sometime late last night, didn't realize it, um, but we're here now. We're going to go get this complete, and get my revenge for the last time around. Last time around, the Phoenix Bodyguard was able to make it to 3.6 and made it through 3.6 just barely. Um, but it could not finish off the second wave of 3.7. So I'm coming back for revenge. This is definitely um, going to be my revenge tour on them because I could not finish it last time and it really irritated me. I tried everything with that Phoenix Bodyguard. I tried range fit, I tried brawling, I tried just everything under the sun. Every mid-slot module I could have tried, every low-slot configuration I could have tried, and just, I could not make it through that second wave of the last mission. So, we're back with the Wyvern to absolutely dominate them. We are running the passive fit. We've got 2 extenders, 3 red adaptives. I think I'm gonna drop one of these for a yellow just because why not? Why not just get my ultimate revenge and absolutely make it so they cannot do damage to me. We are still running the same integrations and stuff. We've got the defense, flight acceleration, firepower booster, and a burst aerator. We still have the capital thermal, the core defense field extender, the capital EM, screen reinforcer. We still have this shield booster mount because I'm debating whether or not to bring a shield booster instead of one shield extender, but I really shouldn't have to. If we make it through this just fine, I'm probably going to swap this out to an integrated rig. Preferably it'll be EM, kinetic, and shield amount, and that should be really good for us. Hi, Snoopy. Yes, I am back. And then the last one we have here is a capacitor safeguard, which also needs to go away because it's based around shield boosters. If we do that, I'll probably throw on like a fighter burst aerator, in that slot. Or I'll throw on a shield amount in that slot. I think the burst aerator would be better considering what I do in Dormant Realms. So that's what I'll focus on. Alright, time to go yeet some stuff here. Actually, let me check my implants, just make sure I'm on aerospace. I am. And I have the extra 10% DPS. But it might be really nice to go with the, combat technique. Yeah, I'm sure that is sweating right now. the thing you've got. I think I'm gonna go DPS. I mean, why not? Yeah, Wave 2 on Ultimate Test is insane for having to tank it.
Undocking.
The only thing that the Phoenix Bodyguard could not handle was the 3 executioners that show up in that wave. If I remember correctly. Okay, we are sorting by name. And we're gonna have 3 carriers here on the first wave. I don't see any other carriers, but that Exterminator Quietus is a capacitor neutralizer, so we need to take him out first.
Warp drive active.
Alright, we are in the middle of a shitstorm. That's all I can really call this as.
We're being warp scrambled. We're being warp scrambled.
So they really should not get through this tank, like, at all. The yellow pretty much nullifies all the damage that they're gonna do to us. You can see here we're getting an additional 33 and 39% on our kinetic and explosive resistance, which is highly important. Okay, I don't need that Nosferatu anymore. So we're just gonna let the fighters kinda go to town here. We are using the bomber fighters here. 1,300 meters a second flight velocity with 158 over 279 for explosion velocity and explosion radius. And about 7,770 DPS per fighter. So, very nice. Or at least per fighter group, I should say. Right? I am so happy to have a ship that just doesn't care about anything in this event. Having a super carrier, depending on which one you go with, the shield super carriers just like completely ignore what kind of damage these Wasteseekers are doing. The armor based supers, they're gonna go through their shields, but once they're on armor, they're like safe. They're not as safe as the shield supers, because shield supers naturally have higher explosive and kinetic damage anyway for their resistances. But
we're under attack.
the armor supers still do really well.
We're under attack.
I think if I had to choose my next super carrier, something I would want to buy on top of the Wyvern rather than trading out the Wyvern. The Wyvern is my dream ship. It is my baby. It will stay in hangar the rest of its life. But if I had to choose a second one, it would be the Nyx. I think the Nyx has always had, like, an impression on me from my days in EVE Online. It is such an iconic ship that it is hard to give up.
We're under attack.
So yeah, it would be really cool for me to have two, my dream ship and, like, the most iconic super in all of EVE history, which is the Nyx. So, I think it'd be really nice to have a collection, but it's gonna take so long to get my hands on that.
We're under attack. We're under attack.
Alright, so far they have gotten through about 400,000 shield.
We're under attack.
Which is still quite impressive. Hey, Ism, how you doing today? Today we get our revenge on the last mission. And overall, just having a revenge for T10 Day 1 as well. Being able to sit here and just not care about what's going on is so important for me. Having this Wyvern makes it all worthwhile. Being able to come in here and just yeet them out of existence. So those two Wasteseeker rovers, they are Logi battlecruisers. So if you're in a dread and you can't seem to kill them, definitely try to kill the Logi first. Nope, this is 3.5. We still need to do 3.6 and the ultimate test. So we just started. This is the last set, though. Damn, I really like these, heavy bombers. They are such good ships. Or fighters. Okay,
Enemy
wave 2
ships
coming in.
detected.
Let's see what we got here. A bunch of battleships.
We're under
Multiple carriers here. Okay, I'm only seeing one carrier here.
We're being warp scrambled.
Yep, the rest are battleships. Yeah, you see that? 11
We're
fighters.
being warp scrambled.
Like, what in the world?
We're being warp scrambled.
Yep, if you can take out the carrier early on, then you won't have to deal with the fighters respawning. Right, they have gotten through about 500,000 of my shield. Let me zoom out so you can see kind of what this furball looks like. You can see my Wyvern right in the middle. Yay! Congratulations, Snoopy. Snoopy. Yeah, I know for sure that T10 Day 1 is going to be doing it at 500. Wave 2 only has 8 carriers and about 50 fighters. Yeah, I can't wait to start shooting at the dreads. It'll be great. Yeah, these heavy bombers are so nice. And they're still fairly cheap on the market. I say cheap on the market, but they're 500 million each. They might have gone down a little bit since then. There are 6 fighters in each flight. They are classified as heavy fighters, so they only go on supers. So if you are a super pilot and you don't have these, you really should have these. Alright, coming up to the last couple of enemies. One of them is an Annihilator. Alright, let's see. Let's watch my fighters go. There they go. They are just a bunch of little Allegiance destroyers. I hope you're not getting motion sick. Apparently my fighters are drunk. They do not understand how to fly in formation. Is that evasive maneuvers? Is that what we're calling it? Okay, 3.5 is done. Let's move on to 3.6.
Docking request accepted.
Oh. Yeah, that is kind of nice. It's not perfect, but generally I did a good job. Thank you, random military individual. Where is your super? I'd like to see you try. Yeah, I'm not sure when they did that, but maybe it was when they added the heavy bombers. Okay, so this one will get another award. We'll get 38,000 loyalty points and 400 faction points. You are indeed as formidable as the rumors say, having reached the final node. This will be the last node, and also the most difficult. That is a lie! This is not the last one. Man, these military personnel be lying to us now. As a Capsulator, combat is your eternal theme. Please filter the cosmic anomalies through the overview, and warp to the anomaly beacon for battle. So you're saying, like, the overview... Oh, yeah. It just, like, took everything off. Interesting. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Dreadnought Exterminator Quietus. Annihilator Scorched Land. Quietus Wasteseeker. Quietus Wasteseeker. Alright, so we've got a Dread and 3 carriers in this one. Congratulations, you saved us. But there is one final mission we need you to complete. Go live in Brazil for the next 30 years and then we'll call you. That's pretty much how it goes, right?
Warp drive active.
Oh, I forgot to turn off my auto lock. Alright, that's all the capital ships locked up. Let's go ahead and take care of that guy. The Exterminator Dreadnought is the one we're mostly interested in. He does show up as a... Where are you? There you are. As a Thanatos as well. So when do I get siege mode on my carriers? If the Wasteseekers can do it, why can't I? They're actually tanking pretty good, given what I'm seeing here. Look at that tank on the Wasteseeker Quietus. It's actually holding up pretty well. Any normal Dreadnought should probably struggle with that. There is only 8 fighters on grid, so that's nice. Won't have to worry too much about that. Yeah, my fighters are still having a hell of a fight with that Quietus Wasteseeker. So that's pretty cool. I think if you take all of the loyalty points you have and you sell whatever you get with them, you'll get your 250 million. Hell, you'll get 2.2 billion if you buy a pacifier blueprint. You'll get like 10 billion if you build the pacifier. Alright, that is all the capital ships
We're
dealt
being
with in this
warp
wave.
scrambled.
By the time I took care of them, they had done about 300,000 damage to my shields. It feels so good to just sit here and look at my health and go, meh, that's only 5%. I love it. Normally, I'd be screeching in fear for the life of my dreadnought. The ultimate test has a lot of capital ships. We'll go through it pretty soon. You know, I'm glad these Wasteseekers do not target my fighters. Yeah, the last Wasteseeker event. Yeah. Yeah, the bodyguards were not ready for this kind of stress test. I do think carriers had a much better time, though.
We're being warp scrambled. We're being warp scrambled. We're being warp scrambled. We're being warp scrambled.
Why did they have to make the heavy bombers apply damage so well? It is absolutely incredible. They probably need a nerf. I haven't even tested out the bombs on them because I I literally just can't go test them. Since they don't work in this Wasteseeker test.
Enemy ships detected. We're under
Hey, I got the
attack.
glitch! I got the glitch!
Docking request accepted.
That's the same way my bodyguard got through that mission. We got the glitch where, it actually drops you out of the Wasteseeker test before you actually finish the second wave. Hell, actually, before you even start the second wave. I thought they would have patched that by now. Yeah, we're gonna have fun tanking it. I kinda want to take off the yellow, just to take more damage. Oh, nice. You've got your, Revelation bodyguard, right? Didn't you say the previous node was the final level? That's indeed how it should be, but I'm not sure what's going on. This node is an experimental node, as it's too dark, deep, and ferocious. It was not intended to be made available to Capsuleers. Among our testers, only the superior pilots could withstand the mental pressure here. But now that you know about it, you might as well give it a try. Guess what, buddy? I got myself a super this time. I'm doing it.
Undocking.
I kinda wish this was like an actual campaign where you would get like these rewards every month if you go and do it every month. Alright, so let's quickly have a look at our list. We have Dreadnought Exterminus, 3 of them, and a bunch of battleships on the first wave. First wave really isn't that bad. It's the second wave that will be more likely to kill you. There are 3 Annihilators here, which you do have to deal with. If you're in a normal Dreadnought. Oh, I forgot to turn off. Oh well. Yeah, Lucid
drive
Moon is the
active.
size of a super carrier, so we're gonna call it a super. A high-sec super.
We're under attack.
we're gonna quickly take out these Annihilators. Or we're gonna take out the Exterminator, I guess. That's not what we were supposed to do. Okay, Annihilators first. Okay, now we're working on the Logi battle cruisers.
We're being warp scrambled.
Okay, now we're pushing out some damage against those dreadnoughts. Yeah, it's funny, because last time this mission came around, a lot of people still had to fight that second wave. So I'm not really sure why that happens. But it seems like it happens more often than not. And maybe now it's just part of the lore for this mission set. It I think it really would be nice if they brought this event kind of like Concord Pass, where every month it'll be back, but they could put like different rewards in there. I think that would be really nice. Maybe this month it would be loyalty points and faction rank. Next month it would be like empire rank and ISK. Yeah, this should be like, this would be really cool to have like as a master level encounter in high sec or low sec and null sec. I think they could have really cool missions based around this in high sec, low sec, and null sec. If they made it master level encounters. Because it really would encourage people to play together to complete it. Okay, we're on the last 7 battleships for this wave. Yeah, a team-based one would be awesome. Yeah, they're for the commendations. I did get reminded of that on YouTube. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot that was a thing. So pretty much each one of those is worth about 50 million ISK, if you do it right. Oh, Lord Jenner. Of course you have 500 of them to burn through. Too bad you can't sell those on the market. That would be pretty nice.
Enemy ships detected.
Alright, so this wave we've got a bunch of exterminus
We're
dreadnoughts.
under attack.
Let's see what kind of DPS my ship is taking. Let's just zoom out a little bit as well. And have a look at this absolute monstrosity of a wave. Hey, I see that guy. Let's see, are you also running away? Nope. Are you running away? Yes. So we had 2 Annihilators. 3 Annihilators. Man, we are putting some hurt on that Annihilator. And just within range, so we're gonna go ahead and activate our implant, see if they can push through the DPS here. As he runs away. Alright, so now we're at 6.5 million shield out of 7.8 million shield, so they've been through 1.3 million so far. What's interesting to note here is they are all dreads and not carriers.
We're being warp scrambled.
We're at 83% shield. But we are just fine. Look at all the pretty explosions.
We're being warp scrambled.
We're at 81% now. 6.3 million shield. Just so you know, that little sliver of health that I got from this booster, that's 358,000 shield. That little tiny sliver of health. Nice. Dang, at 80% shield, I'm at like 2,000 HP per second on recharge. Almost 3,000. Your metal will be in the, hangar. So wherever your home hangar is, that's where it'll be. So for me, it would probably drop it in Gina. Yeah, it seems like they can't seem to break through my 81% shield recharge. And it also seems like I need... seems like I need to, change out some of my rigs and integrations. From here on out, it's just all battleships. Which is nice and easy to deal with. I think with this information at the back of my head, I'll be pretty confident going into pretty much any event now with the Wyvern, knowing full well that it'll be capable of it. Now, it's not to say I would drop it into a PvP event unless it's lossless. I would not want to drop this thing into PvP and lose it. There's one battlecruiser out here. So there was an exterminator and an annihilator in that wave that I did not kill. That means there was 5 of those things. Yeah. And remember, two of my rigs are not being used right now. One of them is for shield boost amount. The other one is for shield capacitor need. So, 2 of those are completely not being used for this. One of them I'm going to turn into a EM, kinetic, and shield amount. The other one I think I'll go for a fighter aerator. I think. Or I'll do another tank-based integration. Okay, you know what? Yeah, I want to leave this one last battlecruiser alive. This will give you an idea of the shield recharge that I'm getting right now as I'm trying to heal. Yeah, the Wyvern is particularly potent. It gave you rewards in Painter. Oh lord. That's funny. You know, come to think of it, I think it dropped mine in Painter too. One last logistics ship left. And he will go bye-bye very soon. Alright.
Docking request
We have
accepted.
completed the final mission and enacted my revenge. Incredible, what an exhilarating battle. Nice. I love it. And there's my medal. I'm gonna use it. Waves driven by wind, victory among the stars. Awarded to Capsuleer as proof of being a capital ship elite pilot who completed Node 3.6 in the Capital Super Expert difficulty in the Wasteseeker combat test. That actually should say the ultimate one, but whatever. Okay, let's go ahead and reset this thing to do Dormant Realm Monday. Yay, I finally have the medal that I've been looking for since the last event. There it is. Very nice. I kind of want to move that there. And I'll keep Dragon Stride down here. Nice, nice. This at the bottom also shows you all the other medals that I have, which is pretty cool. So anyways, that's what you're going to be expected to go up against. Wow, that's a lot of people here. CRV, 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 Silent, Drip Dead with APV, nothing. And then there's little old me. Y'all ain't touching my super. Alright, so I think with that being said, thank you all so much for joining me today. We did 2 streams. And one of them, I enacted my revenge on those darn Wasteseekers. Finally got the medal, and we completed all of the things. Let's check what our faction level is now. Nice. 1,000 out of 1,500. Very good. Alright. So take care and be safe. I will see you probably for Dormant Realm Monday.